Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Gashi's Comment TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. Doctors refused the social health scam. The new social health scheme by William Samoei Ruto. Madaktari wenyewe wameikataa katakata kwa sauti moja. And they have told Kenyans that they are ready to down their tools because of this kind of scam. Doctors strongly believe that it is a scam. Na unajua madaktari ndio ambao wanafaa kuwaonyesha watu mwelekeo. Madaktari ndio ambao wanafaa kutuambia when we are getting it wrong as far as health issues are concerned. So we trust them and we know they are right because they are experts, because they are the one in that field, and because they also have their own covers, and because they also know that this social insurance cover by William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua, Dede Nyoro and the others is something that is not going to work. And I think they should learn from the teachers. The teachers have been paying what I would call also a scam. And they have been going to various hospitals. Hospitali ambazo ni duni kabisa. Hospitali ambazo huduma zinazotolewa pale ni kidogo kabisa. Their housing whatever allowance was taken by their employer, and now the insurance took all the money, and what they get for this cover is something I would call below standard. And I remember the TSC explaining to the Housing Committee on Health, that is the Senate Housing Committee on Health, na walishindwa kujieleza vizuri sana kutokana na zile sababu ambazo walimu wamekuwa wakipata. And now the doctors and other Kenyans are now being robbed of their money, and they want to be roped into the same scheme. A scheme that does not add up. A scheme that has no head or tail. And ladies and gentlemen, we need to say it as it is. That this social health insurance, which some people are calling the scam health insurance, is in itself not adding up. Because you are telling the people who are employed in the private sector, those who are employed by the government, to pay 2.75% of their gross income. This is a lot of money if you ask me. And ukichunguza kwa udani, utaona kwamba this scheme, the Ruto Care, call it Ruto Care, is something that has not been well thought out. Kwa sababu it has so many legal loopholes. It has so many issues. It has so many gaps. And the government has not been able to explain this. Okay, the intention may be good, but the administration of the same, the implementation of the same, is something that is raising many questions. And this is already a case that has been handled or already in court. Here, we do not intend to look at the merits and the demerits of this. But when I look at what's been happening in the past, if you look at the NHIF, National Health Insurance Fund, it was in itself a scam. What mitigation measures that has the government taken to ensure that people are going to get good services? What mitigation has been put in place to ensure that the hospitals do not rob the hard-earned money from mwananchi ambaye ametoa hizi pesa? Again, the government is also saying that it is going to contribute money for the poor people. And the big questions that Kenyans are asking, sasa, ni mikakati gani, ni binu gani, ni njia gani? Which criteria is the government going to use to determine who needs to be supported by the government? Previously, Wakenya walikuwa wanatoa shilingi 500, na shilingi 500 hizi ambazo walikuwa wanatoa kila mwisho wa mwezi, ukichunguza vile vile kwa udani, you realize that they were still not getting the value of their money. You still realize that the government was actually using the money in campaigns. The government was stealing from Kenyans. The government sasa ikaanza kuwalaumu, na vile vile mahospitali mengine yalikuwa pale katika ile mitego, yalikuwa pale katika yale mawido ambayo yako pale kumnyanyasa mwananchi wa kawaida. So William Samoei Ruto anasema ya kwamba he is going to ensure that people are getting the value for their money, but the questions that the doctors are raising need to be addressed. The teachers' experience also with, is it Mineto or whatever they call it, ama Yewen, sijui vizuri vile naitwa, wanafaa waangalie vile ambavyo haya mambo yalitokea, because I strongly believe that ukiona madaktari wakipiga wazo hili wana sababu. Ukiona madaktari na Wakenya kwa jumla wanapiga wazo hili, because when you look at it, Wakenya wapenda amani, Wakenya watoa ushuru, walipa ushuru, wanaambia kwamba watakuwa wakilipa shilingi 300, but duru za kuaminika zingine zikisema kwamba anybody who is above 18 years ndiye ambaye atakuwa akitoa shilingi 300. So you find the father, the mother, kila mtu anatoa shilingi 300, unlike ile ya shilingi 500 which was covering anybody who was below 18 years and the both parents, if at all they were alive. Lakini sasa swali ambalo tunajiuliza, what is inside these details? What is inside what are the inner details of this health scam? And one thing that Kenyans should also keep on asking, when you look at these projects by William Samoei Ruto, I think you need to get some advice from the experts, because William Samoei Ruto is coming out as somebody who actually is a know-it-all president. He's coming out as somebody who does not reason. And that's why you hear even the birds are making noise. You hear the butterflies all over, as I told you yesterday. That's why you see that even the frogs are croaking, they are crying, they are saying something is not adding up. Because if you don't listen to the doctors who are actually the experts, if you don't listen to the doctors, who knows what should be done? Sasa utamsikiliza nani? Jameni. And I want to commend Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. I remember very well that during the COVID issue, when there was a crisis, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta would always consult the experts together with his team of national intelligence and again the National Security Council. They would meet these people, they would discuss various issues, and they would come up with conclusions. And the country would be locked if it was necessary, or some areas would be opened if it was necessary. Remember Dr. Amoth and the way he used to come out very strongly as somebody who was actually given this responsibility of advising the government. You also remember Mutai Kagwe, about the way he was talking about if we continue living normally. What. This is somebody else who came out as a very competent CS. How I wish William Samoei Ruto borrowed from Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, because I strongly believe kuna watu ambao walikuwa pale hata yeye angewachukua. Kwa mfano angechukua kama mtu kama Mutai Kagwe, angechukua kama mtu kama Matiang'i, angechukua wengine akina Mukisa Kitui. These are guys who knows about statecraft. But when you look at William Samoei Ruto, you realize that most of the things that he's saying, most of the things that he's talking about do not add up. You start with the economy. The economy is going to the dogs. You look at everything. You look at the household funds. It is going to the dogs. You listen to everybody. Watch everybody. Nothing seems to be working up. You look at now the transition from class 8 to high school, primary to high school. I think when Uhuru left it at 100%, today we are talking about 300,000 students who have not transited to high school. Wako wapi? What is happening? What is eating our nation? Why is he not competent? Why is he not having people who are competent enough? Kwa sababu sasa mkitarajia watu kama Ezekiel Machogu ndio ambao wataleta mabadiliko, mtu ambaye hata even convincing watu kile anafanya watu haelewi. If you expect watu wengine ambao tunaona ndio mawaziri pale na Komicha atidie sasa waziri, when you look at it, she's just there to praise William Samoei Ruto. And we need experts. When you look at David Day, you see another guy who does not even care what he's telling Kenyans. And he, the man who is bestowed as one of the advisors of President William Samoei Ruto in the Economic Council, ni watu wasiojali, watu wasio na huruma, watu wasio na utu. Si ajabu kwamba this country is failing, ladies and gentlemen. Si ajabu kwamba ukitazama nyuma yangu utaona so many butterflies, as I am telling you, and I told you that they must be communicating a message, a very strong message that should not be taken lightly, because one thing or one day Kenyans are going to know that this country is headed in the wrong direction. And I think William Samoei Ruto has a chance. He has a chance to maybe to do away with his cabinet. He should sack his cabinet and start afresh, and maybe do away with some of these policies. Like now the fuel should come down, try to amend the 2023 Finance Act, because this country is sinking, ladies and gentlemen. And if it sinks, itaenda na sisi sote. But we do not wish to see this. Ours is a blessed country, and we need to take care of it. It's a God-given country. You don't have another country. Unajua hawa watu ambao unaona katika siasa, some of them have passports and have visas, and anytime mambo yakiharibika hutaona hapa, watatuacha hapa tukiulizana maswali. So let's do everything that is going to save this nation, because we have a responsibility. Till next time, I remain yours truly, Gashi's Command, the tallest man in Black Africa. Please like this video, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.